Hello, everyone. We're also fun. We play Pathfinder. Last time you left your hometown or temporary hometown or that town you just arrived in behind to escape from the monster or keep ahead of the monster that is now haunting you. You also, all of you, except for Asanu, have also now met Asanu's wife.
Oh, right. I mean, technically, Asanu's met her as well.
Yeah, I mean, not in that instance.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's what I meant. And you left in the direction of Goramar. Made a short stop in a town in between. And then ended up in some extremely misty fields, where you eventually arrived at the town, or I should say at the city of Septin, which is located in the mist where no sunlight reaches, underneath a massive floating castle that is entirely lit on the underside, which illuminates the city along with a few million lanterns that are placed all over. You went there, you went to the inn, because it was getting late, or at least for you it was. It seems that day and night works a little bit different here. And you went to take a rest with some strange dreams. And as you all wake in the morning, that is where we will take off.
Where's Jeremy? Let's start with that. Is he sort of like curled up next to me, or where?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Just either next to you or at your feet.
I think yesterday he was on a side table, wasn't he? Or something.
You don't know what Jeremy is up to at night.
Kiva will just sort of, I can totally imagine him just like being put on a side table last night and just crawling into bed, and Kiva just be like, what am I supposed to do with you? And just sort of petting.
No.
Kiva does not know how to deal with pets.
Oh.
Were these bunk beds that we're sleeping in this time as well?
Probably.
I sure hope so.
Let me see. Okay. Asanu doesn't fall out.
Good news.
Well, rest has never been better.
You say that so enthusiastically.
No.
It's weird sleeping when the light stays up. I mean, Kiva will just get up and open the curtains, and this bleak light comes in and be like,
yeah.
This is a little disappointing.
The curtains are very very darkened curtains. Like if they're closed, the room is dark.
Yeah.
Which you would need, yeah.
So just open the curtains, and then the light comes in, and it's artificial light, and the view is pretty, but maybe it will be better if we grab some breakfast, go outside, do our things, maybe check out.
Anybody else have any weird dreams last night?
What makes you say that?
Well, I had this super weird dream. I was eating cucumbers on the back of a pink manatee. Oh wait, yeah, that was a weird dream as well. But I also dreamt about this giant thing, kind of like a construct, I think, with an enormous lantern for a head up in the castle.
And it offered you guidance?
It offered me protection, I think, actually. It said something about protecting us from the curator, but then it would have to be or me. I'm not sure if it offered it to me or us in general. It offered it, but then it would want to be my patron, I think, or something.
That sounds very familiar.
Does it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Ren?
Somebody kicked Red. Vigor Blanket just got the.
What? I don't want your power. Go away.
Okay, he dreamt the same.
What happened?
Caveman? No, okay, yeah.
What did he offer you?
Who?
I will. I ask Finn.
Approximately the same thing. So
Power.
protection, guidance.
I don't think he said anything about power to me.
No, he said that to Ren. Clearly.
Oh, you're right.
Ren, did you dream about a guy with a lantern for a head up in the castle offering you power?
Mm-hmm. How did you know that?
Well, you just kind of screamed something out about not wanting any power.
Seems
That
we all have
was a
similar
hint.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Right.
It kind of sounds like we really shouldn't go there. Anyone else want to go there?
No, we don't want to go
I
there.
kind of do. This guy's
You
messing with
just
my...
said you didn't want the power.
No, but he's messing with my head, so I want to punch him.
Oh. Please don't.
Actually, that's reasonable.
Yeah, in your logic it is. But
Like it's like
We were
being
going to
punched
the
in
library.
brain.
We were going to the library anyway. Maybe we can look up maybe we can find anything on what's in that castle.
Yeah.
First,
I suppose we could also ask people
Can we first have
Like-
breakfast?
in a subtle manner. Yeah,
True.
let's get some breakfast.
Sounds
Maybe
like
ask some people.
gather ourselves.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, you said subtle matter, right? Subtle, yeah, right?
Yes.
Not it.
Mhm.
Okay. Good. Yes, that's a good idea, Red. Please don't try to ask people things subtly. Just let us take care of that, please. Okay, let's go.
All right. As you go for breakfast, you enter a room that's already very busy. It's kind of weird going downstairs for breakfast, and the smell of dinner hitting you.
Fish. Nah, no fish for breakfast. That's disgusting.
Fish and chips.
For
That's
breakfast?
not breakfast.
Oh, that's not breakfast, right?
Baked
No.
beans, please. Beans on toast.
Yeah. And an innkeep sees you approaching. Good day.
Good day.
Hope you
Right.
slept well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
Of course. Naturally. Great beds.
Lovely room. Yeah.
nothing wrong with the furniture. No.
All right. Good to hear. You have for breakfast?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Also,
Right.
just out of sheer curiosity, is there like a demigod with a lantern for a head living up in the castle above the city?
Kiva will just face palm.
Red will just look at Kiva really surprised, like.
Suddenly.
Who cares?
Well, I never met it before, so I cannot say whether it's like its head being a lantern deal is actually a real thing or more kind of metaphorical.
Yeah, I wasn't sure
yeah.
about that either.
Oh, good. Yeah, the lantern keeper is the one who lives in the castle that is just straight up there.
I'm assuming he's the reason for the theme of all the lanterns in the city.
Yeah, he is. It got there first, then the lanterns came, not the other way around.
And that the people start living here afterwards or before it got here?
No, the city is actually not necessarily very old, but the city is pretty old. It used to. It's never been quite a part of the empire, which people seem to think that is why the city is still here, while other towns around here are basically just returned to dust.
You weren't the target.
Yeah, we heard about it.
Yeah, it was quite hard to miss. We were on decently good terms with the Empire. But well, it's little use negotiating with mindless monsters. But the Lantern Keeper came here and made sure that the place was a little bit safer. No wandering monsters in here.
That's good.
It was also the being that has created this layer of mist around town to keep the sun out a little.
Why keep the sun out though?
Well, most people here, most inhabitants, original inhabitants of the town, me included, we don't really like sunlight that much. It's a bit hard on the eyes. It gives us headaches.
Are you from a subterranean heritage or something?
Not exactly, but sort of. It's yeah, not subterranean, but it is something. Yeah, from home. There's very little sun where we come from.
The moon.
Okay. I think there's sunlight on the
actually
moon.
Pretty decent amount of sun on the moon.
Yeah.
I would argue
Finn
even
doesn't
more.
know that.
So this Lantern
What
Keeper
kind
just
of witch are you?
came
Not a witch.
after the general destruction?
Yeah.
After the Dust War?
Yes. Quite shortly after.
Okay.
Does anyone ever go up to the castle?
Rarely, but some do. Yes.
How do you
did
get
it
up
even
there?
get-
You have to
yeah.
walk the chains? Fly?
Or is there like a stairs leading up from, I don't know, the town hall?
Pretty sure I haven't seen any stairs.
There are several ways to get up there. I know two for sure. There are two more that I think are correct, but they're pretty dangerous, so people don't like to try them out. In the temple in the town square, that has been repurposed into an old temple to the old gods, to a more modern temple to the Ashen gods, and also a little bit to the Lantern Keeper. There, that can function as a portal to the castle. It doesn't always. People, or at least the priests, seem to think that it only works for people who the Lantern Keeper wants to enter, so that not just anyone can barge in. There are also special lanterns that reveal a stairway around the city well. I've seen it once or twice, maybe 3 times. Or, well, at least I've seen it, so I know it is there, even though it's not visible or even tangible without such a lantern. The 2 other ways. Well, some say that jumping into the village, well, will also get you up there, but very few people who have actually tried that one out. I don't think any, actually. And theoretically, you could climb the chains to get up there.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much for Yeah. Answering our questions. That was just...
It's
And
so
breakfast.
Yes, that's for breakfast.
it's such fascinating story.
Mm.
Right.
We'll no longer keep you. I
All
think.
right. But breakfast?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yes, definitely.
We'll be
yes.
over there. Point at an empty table.
Breakfast is served for you. It seems to be pretty normal breakfast. It tastes a little bit weird, but it's still normal breakfast.
All right.
Okay, Asanu, I'm not subtle, but that wasn't subtle.
No, it wasn't at all. I
Doesn't
can
really
see
need
why.
to be though. I don't think it's a secret that there's a thing living up in the castle.
Well,
But
but you said
we come from outside, and it's kind of weird that we know about it. I think.
Could
And
have
that's
heard
the
from
first
anyone.
thing we asked about it.
You could have heard from anyone. Guys, it's just an innkeep. What does it matter? Anyway,
turns out to be the big bad guy.
subtle
Yes.
is more about not offending people. That's what I was talking about. Anyway, what way did you enter the castle in your dreams? Because I went in through the temple lantern thing that we
What?
spoke about.
Oh no, I climbed up.
You
I
climbed the chains.
Yes. It was
I
easy.
didn't.
I had this revealed the stairs in the well.
I see. Finn, did you jump into the well? You did, didn't you? I had a feeling.
Seriously, what did that thing offer you? Because it seems to have offered all of us different things. It's important to know
Right.
if we're
It talked to me about being my patron and
Mm-hmm.
protecting me from the curator.
Power.
talked about being my patron for guidance. I don't know. It's
Protection. Finn? What did it offer you?
It did say to me it wants to be my patron, and I gotta be honest. I need to ask the DM what else.
I don't have notes on this. I wasn't allowed to watch.
Yeah, of
You
course.
didn't watch your parts,
Of course.
Send a private message or something? I don't know.
I guess.
I mean, I'm gonna say it anyway. So
Yeah.
They're sharing it.
Oh, that's true, actually. Yeah, you can just say it. She's going to say it anyway. If they're going to say it. Anyway.
If I remember correctly,
Or will she?
protection.
Ah.
yeah.
Also, okay.
Fair enough. Okay.
All right, then at least we know if we want to do something about this, then we know clearly it's trying to speak to an aspect of us that we're searching for to some degree.
You're searching for guidance?
I mean, a little bit. It's not very important.
You got Jeremy.
Yeah,
Ain't
that
that, is that not enough?
he is cute and fluffy. How am I gonna learn from this thing?
Okay.
Yeah,
Look.
you are cute and fluffy. Yeah, you are.
Offers us things, but what does it want in return? That's the real question.
It's
What's
a
its
demigod,
agenda?
right? So worship, I think.
That's generally what the patron wants attacked.
Yeah, no,
don't
not
think-
happening.
It does seem like a trap.
It seems so much like a trap, which makes me want to spring it and figure out what it does.
Yay!
Let's
But I know we
not
shouldn't. I know we shouldn't, and we should be careful about this.
feel like we shouldn't either. But I do want to know more about this creature, if we can find out.
And if it's a very big castle. Oh no, I should not say that. I should not say that.
We should know before you do it.
Well,
And-
you know, the things we took from the other demigod.
You
Yeah.
want to roll a
Wait.
castle?
Could we take things from that demigod?
Don't! Why would we? Oh, then give them to the curator. And ask the curator to protect us from the... That's a great idea. Not.
I mean, I don't think the curator really does protecting. Also, it's going to be very hard to
Doesn't even
negotiate and deal with a
communicate.
creature that does not communicate in any way, shape, or form.
At least with the curator, we know what it wants and how we can appease it and then be done with it.
So run away from the thing.
I think that we
I
should
think it would
try
be-
to leave and see if we can just deal with the curator on our own terms.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to take the item, but talking with this guy, I mean, he did like save a city. So
I
he's
think
not very evil.
the fact that he came to us in dreams and seems to offer us something in return means that it also wants something. Something
always
that
ask
we
him
need to
what.
be.
I guess we could.
Something that we need to
I
give.
guess we could go ask what it wants.
And then say no.
I mean, I'm not
Well-
against being protected again from the curator.
We must be very alert though,
Yeah.
because it sounds so much like a trap.
In case it is necessary, so you guys are aware, I've been practicing this skill that my dad used to have.
Cool.
He used to, whenever we would end up in a fight or something like that, and the men would get scared, he would call out, and his voice would just sort of, if they were under any mental duress or physical duress, they could sort of, with just this encouraging voice, just shake off an effect. And I think I've almost got the hang of it.
Practicing shouting in an encouraging way?
Yeah,
I haven't heard you. But okay.
it's more of a. I've been trying to do it, but quite. It's like a stringing together the right words.
Mm.
It's a bit difficult to explain. I think I got that. So if something like that happens, I might be
That's
able
good.
to help
But I
us.
think if we get into combat with this thing, we're dead. So let's not.
No. I mean, I'm
Okay.
trying.
How about we go to the library, try and find out a bit more about this thing's origins and or intentions, and then make a decision if we want to go
To the
meet it
temple
or
to
not.
find out more.
Yes.
And if we at the temple decide, okay, maybe we want to go meet it, then we are at a place where we can portal. Because clearly
Sounds like
this
a
thing
good-
wants to meet us,
Yeah.
otherwise it would not have sent us dreams.
Yes, the portal does seem like the easiest way up.
The stairs
I don't
are
want
so,
to jump in a well. Yeah.
They're so long.
I kind of want to see you do it now, though. Okay, no, that's me. We should.
We should
Head for
head to
the
the
library.
library.
All right. You finish your breakfast. You head to the library. It's a decent-looking library.
Nice.
It's kind of in the same style as the rest of the town, which has this, this slight, this large, Gothic style, where most of the buildings are, big, and just very. They're like arches everywhere.
Very grand.
Very grand.
Okay.
And the way that the library looks, this could also have been a temple, and you wouldn't have seen the difference, except that large on the front it says library.
Eva will just sort of say, it's like a temple for knowledge.
I guess it's.
Eva
Well,
is
that's
just
what it is.
impressed with everything.
May have been
guess-
a temple before for another god, but since
I
there
love it.
aren't many gods around anymore, or like not that many in it anyway.
No.
There's still like pretty many gods around, to be honest.
Yeah, but they're not that widely worshipped. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Fair enough. Let's go in.
Why is a place that is so pretty also so creepy? Let's go in.
All right.
Let's read some books.
This is a fantasy world, so it's not necessary to keep quiet in the library.
Yeah.
So there's quite some sound in this library. People just talking and walking around. It seems it's more of a modern interpretation of a library than necessarily like an ancient library. So there are also there's also somehow a cafe in the library, and it's very spacious because the building is so big. They had a lot of room to not have to like stack all the bookcases very close to each other with very small pathways. But it's very spacious, and almost everywhere where there's a bookcase, like you can take a few steps and you're at a table where you can just sit down and read. And that's what quite a lot of people are doing here currently.
So, we're looking for books.
It is lantern lit, obviously.
Obviously.
Yes. I'm gonna search by the L for lanterns and lantern heads. Not sure what.
You're assuming it's alphabetically all.
That's a good point.
It's alphabetic by author, which is the worst
I'll
way
go
to find
ask.
things.
I'll go ask
Oh, no.
where I can find books in this
No,
genre.
like information-based books sorted by alphabet on the name of the author. That's just the worst. So it's like how to ensure that no one is ever going to find anything. No, like the fiction half of the library is sorted by genre and then by author, and the more technical and informative part of the library is sorted by like a big overarching theme, like physics, biology, religion, those kind of things, and then more subcategories, and then by alphabetical order of the book title, not the author's last name.
Hey, I'm looking for the book How to Make Sure Nobody Ever Finds Anything. I can't find it. No,
Oh, it's right
I
there.
guess in the history section, either the history section or the religion section, I guess I would look for books on this subject.
All right. You may
Probably
make
both.
me an investigation check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Not going to let you do this without a die roll.
Fair enough. This is sec. Investigate. I don't think I have that as a skill.
Is that a skill?
Yes, it is. I have it.
It's an added skill. It's a really fun skill.
Yeah.
It's intelligence based.
Okay. In that
You
case,
can
I'll
use
just.
it untrained.
Cool. That is a natural 20.
Oh, first one of the night.
First
Wow.
roll of the show.
All right. I had not expected that one.
Me neither. That's two in a
okay.
row, by the way. I rolled this die just once before the show, and it was also a natural one. A natural 20, I mean, sorry.
Amazing.
You're just so used to rolling natural ones that your mind automatically set natural one.
I had a +1 bonus. That's why.
Like the history tab, no luck. It seems to be quite recent that this creature got here. It's kind of history has not yet covered the Dust War, since people are still kind of dealing with the aftermath of the Dust War. So the books about it are still in production.
They're under contemporary, not history. No, I don't.
Yeah, exactly. They're under divination and futurology.
The future history book section.
The soon-to-be history books. The religion part. The religion part does not seem to mention any god or deity or semi-deity that has a lantern for a head, nor one that is called Lantern Keeper, or one that has to do anything with lanterns. However, what you do find is in the aforementioned contemporary history tab. You do find some sketches, one of which just very briefly mentions the Lantern Keeper, kind of in a listing that also includes the Curator.
Okay.
Oh no,
Can I,
they're brothers.
Can I get the whole
as
list?
well as,
Yes.
and now I have to look this up, as well as the Lingering Queen,
Okay.
the Fleshwalker,
Fleshwalker.
and the Blade Master.
Okay. Interesting. It's only a brief mention of these.
Yes, and it's kind of more of a listing, and they're like, oh, we should do some more research into these unusual entities that seem to have come into being just after the Dust War, or
Yeah,
after the Dust War ended.
I think we should. Okay. Too bad there isn't more information, but it makes sense if it's so new. Okay. Anybody else want to look for things?
I would like to head into the geography sort of section to look for any books that describe effects on the landscape caused by the Dust War. Basically, very modern geography of the region.
Yeah, like as you enter the geography section, there's like this small piece of paper added to the tab of geography that says something like, hey, by the way, if you hadn't noticed, things changed after the Dust War. The geography books may not, and maps may not be accurate anymore. Make me an investigation roll.
Yeah, I got a ranking that, so that's 5 points. So that becomes a 22. I rolled a 17.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. From what you find, and this is part of this is just literally said in books, and part of it is like gathered information, and that you
just talk to some people also that are reading in here, maybe.
Yeah. And it seems that there are also people writing in this location. Not in actual books from here.
No,
like new stuff. They're not taking out a book and then making notes in it or anything.
Oh, okay.
This one needs to be corrected. Next book. This one needs to be corrected. Next book.
I do actually think that there is someone who seems to be going through the geography books and kind of going through all dimensions of maps and making a list of everything that probably has changed. But
Poor guy.
Yeah, well, it's his job.
It's a living.
What you do find is that the effects of the world border, or of the wastes on the landscape seems to be mostly random. There does not seem to be any grand pattern in it. No cycle through which it changes. No certainty that a hill will turn into a mountain, will turn into a swamp, will turn into an ocean.
Anything can become anything.
Yeah, exactly. But you also notice that it seems that where you come from, and just outside of the Guardian border, where everyone talks about like how much changed here, the changes don't actually seem to be too big. And the change from which you read, it seems that the changes are quite rare. And while they may sometimes be extreme, they're never instantly. They're never like it's never an instant change into something else. and it also seems like outside of the Guardian border, it has become more of a rumor, and it has been like enlarged until the thing like,
Yeah.
oh, you never know what the landscape beyond the Guardian border will become the next second, when it's actually like, yeah, some parts have now changed and the world is more actively changing than usual. Like, it's still a ridiculous fast pace for changing worlds, but it's not that big of a deal.
All right.
It's good to know.
That's
It's more that after the Dust War, there was a moment where things changed a lot,
Mhm.
and since then things have
Settled
been
a bit.
relatively steady.
Okay.
All right. Good to know.
Ren, you were looking for fighting scrolls, I think.
Ren will be looking for fighting scrolls and books, and second for archives or newspaper clippings or anything about piracy.
Do they have newspapers here? Why piracy? Wait.
That was in time. I am mostly looking forward to the scroll How to Punch Lesson 1.
I'm afraid that someone is already reading that scroll. You will have to wait for it.
I know that one. I know how to do that.
Make me... What kind of check would this be? Make me a wisdom check.
Okay. Just straight up wisdom?
Just straight up wisdom.
Okay, here we go. That's a 15.
All right.
We're running well. I should not have said that.
No, you just jinxed it.
I don't have a word to knock on here.
You're kind of
You
getting...
had-
You're kind of getting absorbed into the material of, especially how to punch someone lesson 7, which is truly the pinnacle of the series. But also in other books that it like takes a while that you think like, I really should start to look for something about piracy right now, if I ever want to find something about it.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that the piracy collection in this location is not that big, considering that it is a city that is pretty landlocked.
Yeah. I
It's
still
a
want to
long
try.
way from here to any sea, or at least any known sea.
Yeah. Still wanted to try anyway.
Hoop, I'm afraid I cannot hear you.
No, we can't hear you.
Nope, you need to reboot.
You could just be swearing at us.
Technical
And we...
difficulties.
No, we're not doing that. We promise.
No, I
Promise?
promise.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yay! We can
So
hear
Ren
you
will be a
again.
little disappointed that he didn't find a lot on that. But he did find some fighting books.
What were you saying before, Hoop?
That you never know. Maybe a sea will pop up at some point around the
Yeah,
city.
exactly. Yeah. Apparently not as quick as you expected, but who knows?
Yeah.
Except you still exist.
So after not finding anything on piracy, going back to the fighting books.
How to
Fig,
punch.
What are you doing in the meantime?
I want to find books about the borders. About how they work.
Right, so you also are going to look into the contemporary history tab.
Yes.
You may also make me an investigation check.
Yes, I'm so good at this. It would be a 15.
Oh, that's decent.
Yeah. Could be worse.
Now, I did have this somewhere.
Finn spent some time just scrolling the paperbacks.
Yeah, you do find something.
Mm-hmm.
I say this very casually. You find something quite shocking. The record that you find, well, it describes it works from the inside out. There is the lost border that no one knows what's behind it. There is the spirit border. The lands within seem to be a bit more civilized. They do not seem to be very much changing in geography, but it's more that the people inside of there seem to have changed quite a lot. Then there is the Guardian border that you know, and you know that it probably says somewhere like there are known weak spots in the Guardian border, and you kind of are there like, well.
Oops.
I press X.
However, you also read about something called the outer border,
Ooh.
which separates the civilized lands inside that you know, and basically just the entirety of the Nostrum Empire and the big part of the Laverain Republic from the world outside. It is mostly located at sea around the continent of Ugira, except for one part in the Far East where it intersects with Ugira, and it states that as the explanation why all information about the Far East of Ugira has been lost. Texts about it aren't there anymore. People who visited that don't know about it anymore. Maps have that as empty spots.
Ah, cool. Is there like an empty section in the library, like with the East Ugira geography
That would be a
section?
waste of space.
There's probably they've had 30 years to reorganize.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So there is like a section like somewhere in the far back corner that basically has like these books contained information about the east side of the Laverain Republic. They are currently empty.
Maybe they'll be useful again someday. Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? They keep them just to be sure.
We were traveling eastwards, correct? In a somewhat eastern direction.
This is far east.
Yeah, I'm just noting it. So it's beyond the wastes, or is the waste like a spot in the middle of Ugira? Or does no one know where the wastes end on the eastern side?
Western side.
No, eastern side.
Oh,
eastern side.
Yeah. Okay.
We entered on the western side of the wastes. Does anybody know where the wastes end on the eastern side, or does no one just know because nobody wants to check it out?
It does seem to be that there are parts that the wastes in that direction end.
Okay.
I meant like on the western side, nobody knows where it ends on the eastern side. So it's like
probably yeah.
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 But the wastes are more like it's more like a blot that comes from the inside of Ugira and kind of worked its way out.
Yeah, I also imagined it to be like circular, like an onion.
It's not exactly circular, but it's like
a paint blob, like someone dropped paint on a map.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good way for you to make a map of this if you plan to.
How are you going to take a map of something that continuously changes? Kiva's already at a loss.
Yeah, do I find information if the borders also change, or is it just the landscape within?
As far as the sources that you find state, the borders that are there now have been there for 30 years. roughly.
There's actually one more thing that I want to double back to the religion section for. I just realized. And that is the Gauntlet of the Stormfather. I can find out anything about that.
You find information about Stormfather that is mostly the information that you also... it's mostly not new information. The Stormfather is an older god that seems to originate from a time even before the Nordstrom Empire existed and introduced its own gods that are now currently known as the Old Gods. So it's like a god older than the Old Gods.
So it's not one of the ones that disappeared, or?
No, although considering that the Nordstrom Empire was quite heavy in telling people, like, these are the gods you're going to believe in now. The information and worship of the Stormfather has dwindled down, so there are only little pieces known about him.
Okay. Right.
And it's still all theoretical. It's like there probably either was or is a god that calls himself the Stormfather, and that used to be the head of an old pantheon, but we're not entirely sure.
Okay, so he was the head of an old pantheon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, this was kind of a bust. I mean, we've learned some things, but not really anything about the Lantern Keeper. Nothing new.
Aside that, he apparently forms a cluster of demigods with some other deities.
Yes, they're probably
Lingering Queen, the Fleshwalker, the Blade Master, the Curator, and the Lantern Keeper. It sounds like we met the two nicest ones.
Well, I mean, Lingering Queen doesn't sound very evil.
Blade Master, maybe it's like this master that's just always,
wielding.
Yeah, could also be
a master made of blades.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Anyway, Fleshwalker does sound kind of sinister.
I really don't want to meet that one.
I don't want to meet most of them. I also don't want to meet I don't want to meet the Lantern Keeper, but also do want to meet him.
I know what you mean.
We should go to the temple. That's if there's information on him, then it's at his temple.
That is, let's go with
like
that.
His temple, or is it temples for like
the
It
temple
was a
that
temple
used to be
for
previously for old gods that reverted into new gods and then was converted into the Lantern Keeper temple.
I think it was
Ashen gods.
Ashen gods and the Lantern Keeper. I thought it was.
Yeah.
But let's go have a look.
Yeah, as you get to the temple, Asanu, you realize that the view you had of the temple was quite simplified in order to keep the dream flowing a bit smoother, considering that the temple is full of it's large. It's think about cathedral size, but in almost all the alcoves there are shrines to different gods. There is a larger shrine in the middle of a large statue of a weeping woman standing over this smaller pedestal, holding up a rose, entirely grey. Part of it seems to have crumbled to dust. And it's not quite clear whether the rose is an actual object or if it's just a very good stone carving.
Also, please don't, because 7-second rule. for any
7
music.
seconds. That was not. There was no 7
Is
seconds.
it 7
Uh,
seconds or 7 note rule?
I think it was
I'm not-
8
If
seconds.
anyone wants to make a
Anyway.
religion check,
Yes, please.
they may.
I
Alright.
cannot.
I have religion. I have proficiency in religion these days, I believe.
What? You have religion?
No, I don't actually.
Oh.
No, I considered getting it for level 4, but I didn't.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have religion.
Can I make a check for it untrained?
You can then make just an intelligence check.
That's a really good roll. That's a 17.
Yeah, it's quite general information. It's not some hidden secret.
I do have history.
That's relevant at the moment, but all
I
right.
don't know.
Good to know. This is a shrine to the Ashen Lady, and the Ashen Lady is kind of the head of the new pantheon of the Ashen Gods. She is the deity of the Ashen Gods, of the Dust War, of the Tainted Wastes, and also of some like other things that they've attributed to her, like sorrow, grief, change, and eternity.
We've come across her before, right? The Ashen
we?
Lady.
Not for
I
sure.
think of.
Don't remember. Maybe.
My notes will remember.
You have come across Asburin. I don't know if you may confuse those.
Yeah, Yeah, that's probably what I'm confusing with. The Children of
Alright.
Asburin.
There
and
is a separate shrine to Asburin.
Okay.
That thing that the black smear on a white background.
Right.
Wow.
That weird symbol of a god. There's one alcove that has like this flag hanging down with just a black smear on it.
Well,
You should probably.
and in the-
You should wash this flag. It's just disgusting.
And in the far, far back of the temple is the lantern that you remember, or that Asano has seen and the rest of you have heard about.
Okay. Are there any priests figures?
Before we head over to that alcove, yeah. See
Maybe
if-
one carrying a lantern or something.
There are a couple of priests around here. They're not actually carrying lanterns. The lanterns here are hanging from the ceiling. So they don't have use of carrying a lantern around a lantern. But yeah, there are a few priests.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Can I bother you with a question?
Of course.
We are new arrivals to town, and honestly, it's been such a fascinating story to hear about this. I think it's about the Lantern Keeper. The beautiful story about how he created the mists and the lanterns. I was wondering if you could tell me more about him. I don't know if you were the person to ask, or if you can direct us to someone else.
Is there anything specific you want to know?
Mostly just general information about him. He became the patron of this city, I heard. How did that
Yes.
happen? Did he offer something to the people? Or did he just show up?
The Lantern Keeper mostly just showed up and established its home here.
Is that the castle? Did it bring that with it, or did it
Yes,
create it?
it
Did it
brought
come-
the castle.
Oh wow, so he
So it came flying in with the castle?
Not so much flying in as that it seemed to just appear. It's
Ooh,
not quite clear.
okay.
is there any more information about that day? Because that must have been a really great occasion. It must have been like a feast or...
I can assure you there was a feast. The people of this town will grab most opportunities for a feast.
Which town doesn't really?
Many close by. But the day, it wasn't too unique or special. It went all rather smoothly and calmly. It said that it would protect us from the sun above and the creatures outside.
And there was nothing that the people had to offer in return?
No, it asked if we could set up this lantern, the one here in the temple, a portal to its stead. It gave us information about how to improve our craftsmanship of lanterns.
Very specific.
Of course, it was very specific, but very understandable as well.
Yes.
They are absolutely beautiful. It's a magnificent sight.
They are also absolutely everywhere. Don't take me wrong. I don't dislike the lanterns in any way, but it is something new and curious.
You've been around for much longer than the Lantern Keeper has.
Yes, I've been a part of this city for, I would say, 71 years now.
Do people often come here to visit the Lantern Keeper through the lantern? Does he get a lot of visitors?
Rarely. He has one appointed steward that he sometimes sends down through the portal in this lantern.
Okay.
The steward lives up in the castle.
And those...
Yes. Although
and those...
we're not entirely sure whether it is an actual person on itself or some kind of
lantern
projection or
avatar.
Oh, is that
Exactly.
what we saw yesterday?
What?
The big
Construct.
construct with the lantern for a head.
Oh, no. Its steward is a looks far more like any other. It's far more one to blend in and to become as much
and those
as
those rare people that visit, have they all returned from up there?
I think so. I'm not quite sure.
Right. Okay.
We were contemplating whether or not we would see if the Lantern Keeper would receive us for a visit. Do you have any advice?
I mean, well, there are 4 ways that one could at least theoretically arrive at the Lantern Keeper.
Yeah, we were told before.
All right. Then I won't have to explain that. Then of those ways, the safest is of course through the lantern in the back here. But
Yes.
it comes, of course, with the risk that the Lantern Keeper may not want you to arrive, and that you will just step into the lantern and come out the other side.
But at least then we're
It is
giving
not
proper
actually on
notice.
fire.
At least then we're giving proper notice if we try this way, and we'll know if they want to
Yes.
receive us. I guess.
So guys, are we doing this or what?
Where does that courage come from, Asanu?
That's your what? That's I don't know if I want to do this, but on the other hand, I mean, I don't like. I'm afraid of the curator as well. So it's a tough choice.
Thank you so much for your information. I will
Yes. Thank you.
tell the priest.
You're welcome. If there is anything else you would like to know, just let me know.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Ren.
Hello, Ren.
Is Leech Morgan here?
Why, yes, we do have a shrine to Leech Morgan. Shall I guide you to it?
Oh, yes, please. You guys don't have to. You can, but you don't have.
I'll join you. We'll join you, right?
Yeah, sure. Who's Leech
Yeah, I
Morgan?
guess.
The priest will guide you to an altar. To an alcove, where there is this pedestal on which are laid out raven feathers and a deer skull, including its antlers.
I am terrified.
Don't worry, Finna.
It's not
You
an
won't have
elven
anything
skull, including antlers.
Or if it was an elf with really large jaw and
Yeah.
strange,
It's a very
big
weird
teeth.
elf.
Strange shape. Yeah.
I never knew you were religious, Ren. I will sort of say as we approach.
Yeah.
This one. I'm not sure what I want to do. I've thought about it a long time because there was no shrine back. There was one in my tribe, and I've been thinking all these years about what I wanted to do when I saw one.
You're not going to punch it, are you?
Oh, please don't punch it.
Well, I'm not gonna, but to be fair, it crossed my mind.
I'm not surprised.
I really did.
I'm not surprised. But please don't.
Did something happen?
Well, okay, so like Leech Morgan is a god, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a god of the
an
Fae
altar.
and wilderness, so our gods. So you would think that if something bad happened, we would get help.
Yes, well, the gods help when it pleases them, not us. Generally.
Sometimes we don't understand why things happen, and we try to explain it with gods. But truth is, we don't know why they do the things that they do. You think they want to help, but maybe there's a reason they can't. What matters is what you believe.
I mean, we grew up with stories about how Morgan would protect us and guide us and empower us, and just gone.
Your tribe is gone?
It's complicated.
Same.
You have a lost tribe too?
Yeah?
I've never really had a tribe.
You have a wife who is quite a delight to speak to. I hope I don't have to do that again.
Don't remind me. At least I don't think she'll be able to find us here. But we should get a move on.
Yeah, so I have no idea why I wanted to go to this. Maybe next time I'll know more.
Yes, well, don't
There's no rush.
punch it. Please.
And Ren will just walk away.
God damn it.
We'll head
I
over
hope there's
to
some
the
point in
Lantern
the
Keeper's
future,
shrine.
like far, far in the future, where Ren just punches the shrine. Like, And then
Ren just
takes
punches
down
the
a
gods
Yes,
when we
exactly.
get there. Hopefully.
Jeez.
I mean,
we'll see.
I can imagine this god would be being fine with this. Like, oh, you're just too cute.
Maybe.
Tiny little badger biting me.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So, are we going to go up
we should decide.
or keep moving because the other guy is behind us,
Curator, Lantern Keeper. Curator, Lantern Keeper.
or just run and both know?
I don't
If
know.
we're up there, Asano, could you get us out?
One at a time. The problem is we're in a floating castle.
Mhm.
Like if we jumped one after another, I could probably make sure none of us crash and fall into, become flat as we land. But
That's a
One way.
comforting thought.
it is. I just make sure that I jump first, or maybe throw me because I'm not sure if I'll be able to jump. But you get the idea.
Deal.
Oh God, why am I telling people to throw me off a flying castle? I'm going nuts. All right, let's do this before I lose my nerve. What's left of it?
Yay!
Let's make sure we stick together.
Yes, although I'm guessing I'm not sure if we'll be able all to use the same route since we all dreamed of a different route.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm not gonna jump in a well.
I could try to climb.
And
the
I
chains.
walk
I don't
confidently
have-
towards the lantern.
Maybe you can trade with
I-
Red, Finn.
I
or
don't have a
something.
lantern to summon the stairs from a well, so I'm pretty sure that we.
Let's try.
But-
Let's try this one first.
In my dream, it was relatively easy to climb, like easier than I would have expected. So I could try, and if it's that easy, then it's probably my route.
Let's try the lantern first.
Let's
You're
let's try the
so.
lantern.
Hello,
Ren, let's enter the
Mr.
lantern.
Priest. Miss Priest.
Yes.
We would like to go through the lantern, please.
How
All right.
do we go about this?
The priest will go to the lantern and kind of open this door of the lantern. It's really weird. It's like a normal door you would see on a lantern, but then life-sized.
What do you mean with life-size? I assume I still have to crouch down a bit.
But you have to do it for every
Like-
door.
True.
Actually, no. It's actually really huge.
Damn. I'm
Eva?
impressed.
Would you be willing to take the lead? I think because if this one only works for me, then I won't know until you guys don't show up. So I'd rather not go first. And I don't
Alright.
want Ren to go first because he'll punch something. And
Hey,
Kiva will pick up Jeremy, who's been sort of just walking. We'll go.
All right.
Take a deep breath. Walk you right in.
All right. The light seems to engulf both Kiva and Jeremy.
Good badger.
okay, and they
And it's
disappear.
almost.
in
It
front of
seems
us?
almost like a liquid that it kind of reaches around them, and they fade.
my turn.
Yes, Ren, you can go.
My turn. My turn. And Ren runs in.
Right. Ren is also gone.
This is so odd.
And okay, that's I'll go.
Nah, I don't want to be lost.
I don't want to be lost.
Together.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna like almost pick Asanu up, but like at least like hold him tight so that we don't get separated.
Yes, this works too, I suppose.
Your wife would get so jealous.
I act like it's totally normal. Like I'm in full-on firefighter mode, rescuing
Right.
people.
You're used to carrying people and rescuing them. I feel
No.
very safe. Suddenly. No. Okay. Sure.
Walking through the lantern. Yeah.
All right. So you two walk into the lantern, and the light engulfs you. One by one, or 1 by 1 by 2.
Badger and 1.
2 by
2
1
by 1 by 2. Fine. You step out of a portal,
Sub. Oh, what?
ending up in a room that I think all of you remember. It's a room. There's a big hole in the middle,
It's blurry.
and if you look down into the hole, you can see lanterns hanging and the city below.
Ooh.
Yep,
And
I
you
remember
basically
this room.
look straight into the well.
Ooh.
I came up there.
Ah.
Hey, Finn, you can jump into the well.
Nope.
I also think I came out of there, but then I had some stairs.
I don't remember clear. I remember opening some doors after I climbed up something.
Yes, well.
Is there the throne in this room?
No, but there is a large set of doors.
Yeah, that one I remember. And Ren will walk towards the doors.
Yeah.
Like-
Wait.
Like right on the opposite, right opposite you when you enter. I would advise not to walk straight towards it because you will fall into it down to the...
Also, you will be grabbed by Gwen. Good.
Yeah.
Sorry, by Kiva.
Wrong character.
Yeah,
Oh.
good luck. Good luck with that. You're not grabbing Ren.
Yeah.
He's too small.
Anyway.
So what happens? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, Ren will start walking along the circle and towards the doors.
Ren, wait.
Nope, Ren walking towards the door.
Ah!
Kiva is quickly going
Stop
after,
him.
trying to stop them.
If you just before you reach the door, there, I will put a barrier around you.
Donk.
Thank you, Asano.
No, Is
Yeah.
it like
there-
Is
Yeah.
it a noiseless
is it a
barrier?
selective barrier or is it just a full barrier?
No. This is just the very standard, not a spell point casting barrier that's just around him, so we can't hear him
Alright.
speak right now.
Yeah, that was like the thing.
Yeah.
Neither of you can hear each other now.
Yeah.
Neither of the groups can hear each other.
Okay,
Thank
now
you,
we
Sam.
can at least now we can get in front of him before he opens the door.
So,
Uh,
are there people around, or is it like super empty?
This room is empty.
Okay.
Is there any iconography on the door, on walls, or paintings?
Nope, it's a very plain stone room.
Are there
It's
some
also
lanterns?
not that big. There are lanterns.
Who would
There
have
are
thunk?
lanterns lighting up the room. There are 2 doors on either side of the room. There is the large frame of the portal that you just stepped through, which from this side is just a big square. And there is the large double door in the back, leading further in. Probably.
Okay,
So
guys.
there's no other door.
If you could let him out.
There are
Yes,
3
I'll,
doors.
remove
There-
the
there-
barrier.
How
The
about
portal-
we
2 doors on the side, big door in the back.
Ren will
Let's-
just start to punch, and then the barrier disappears. With
should we
Damn,
maybe
I'm
take
good.
another door and not go directly, like just check out what's going on here?
Isn't that very rude?
That's very rude. Let's please
It
not.
seems like I mean, we just stepped into some sort of entrance hall. I mean,
Let's
since
just
there-
politely knock on the big doors. No, Ren, don't punch
Ren
it.
will just have his hands there and just look at Kiva.
Kiva
can you
will-
hold on for a moment?
Hmm?
We're in an entrance hall. The side doors, are they obscured in any way, or are they?
No, they're pretty easy to see. They are significantly smaller, but that's not that hard because this door is absolutely huge.
Guys, there's only one way forward and only one way back. So, and I'm
And
not
2
keen on
ways
jumping.
to-
And yeah, exactly.
Yes, but
There's-
that's rude. We're not going to wander around this Sphinx castle. Let's.
It's also weird that we're summoned here and nobody seems to be expecting us, or that a
pretty
portal
sure
gets
he's
activated.
expecting us.
I just don't want to be surprised from the back.
Keep an eye out on the back. I'll keep an eye out front.
All right.
And I will knock before waiting. If the doors don't open, I'll give Ren a nod that he can push. Or pull. Or whatever these doors are. There's no sign on it, right?
You will knock on the big doors.
Yeah.
All right. You will hear a creaking and the doors are opening.
Okay.
And you look into this large, long throne room. With in the back a large throne on which a figure sits with two naturally thin arms. Not quite a color that you would see in any humanoid. And quite unsettling. Its body, or what you presumed would be its body, were it to have a humanoid form. You know, you never know what's underneath there. Probably more lanterns. Its body covered by a dark blue robe and this large lantern instead of a head.
Kiva will just
Welcome.
take a deep breath and steel herself.
Please, enter.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. We were delighted to receive your invitation.
Right. Wasn't
Where
creepy
we
at all.
go.
Shut up.
Kiva's pulling out all those ranks in diplomacy.
Yeah.
Finn is straight up standing backwards because he's having a lookout back.
Sure.
All right.
Ren is just ready to protect Kiva if something attacks her.
All right.
And Jeremy. Don't forget Jeremy.
Mostly
Okay.
Jeremy, but you know.
Yes, we move inside, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
I will drag Finn along if he doesn't realize. So, you wanted to see us. And
I did indeed.
And you offered us a proposal, I believe.
Yes.
Each one of us individually. Could you tell us a little more about what having you as a patron would entail?
I would prefer to have you do a task for me. One that is not definitive, finite, but will be rewarded along the way.
I see.
And what would this task entail?
A figure from a smaller side door, a humanoid figure, comes walking up to you holding a lantern,
course.
shining a white light. The lantern seems to be made from a dark green metal.
I did not take proper notes on my dream since I was a bit too stunned, but does it look like the lantern there? I thought that there was something green. I thought it was a green hue, but that it's shown a green light.
It was a green hue. It's not the lantern
Okay.
that you've seen.
Yeah, okay.
And it will hold the lantern, like it will reach it out at you.
Okay. Can I
It
make
is, by the
Can
way,
we-
a humanoid figure.
Can I make an
One who
Arcana
looks
check?
very much like the people below.
Can I make an Arcana check on the lantern?
Yeah,
At
sure.
the same time, I'll simply ask, is this a special lantern?
That is a 19.
Damn.
Nice.
That's what? Damn, that's not that high for a skill check.
This is
Oh,
low-level
Pathfinder.
Pathfinder.
I thought you
Low-level
rolled a
Pathfinder,
19.
Chris.
And like after the
Pretty
last
good.
20, I was like, wait, why?
The lantern does indeed seem to be magical. As does the light inside. It does not seem to have a flame.
Kiva will literally ask, "Is this a special lantern?"
The figure will answer you. The lantern keeper will answer you. It is indeed. This lantern can be used to catch souls, shards of souls left behind, lost after devastation.
What do these shards of souls look like?
They look like tiny humanoid forms, giving off light.
Do they float around seemingly randomly?
Some do, yes.
Hmm.
In different colors?
Yes.
Why?
Although they are not to be confused with lantern sprites.
Oh.
Lantern sprites live in lanterns and are more round in shape.
Oh yeah, that one we saw.
Yes, of course. Well, everybody knows about lantern sprites. Anyway,
No way. No.
would never. Yes.
So you want us to take this lantern for gathering these broken shards of soul?
Indeed.
To what
And if
end?
you've gathered them, you can return to me with a lantern, and I will see to it that you will be rewarded.
If I may, to what end would you want these shards of soul?
Restore them.
Put them back together or
Set them.
bring...
Put them back together, yes.
Uh,
Guide them to where they belong so that they will not infest parts of this world that they should not be in.
I don't really want to... I don't think this is going to help, but I would like to make an insight check on this.
Yeah, I want to do a sense motive.
Yeah, same.
Sure,
Yeah,
make
sense motive.
me a sense motive check.
I'm gonna try on a
Like
lantern.
everyone, or
On a
just
freaking
does just
lantern.
one of us?
Yeah, everyone, just go for this.
Whoever wants to.
Oh, yeah,
I've got a
definitely.
15.
Even Ren is
Go
like,
Go and try and read the facial features of this massive lantern.
Yeah.
yes,
gonna try.
12.
Ten.
This voice inflection. I've got a 15.
22.
Nice.
Nice!
Yep.
Thank you, Finn.
Damn.
And you're
I
looking the other way. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Tone of voice, because not...
I'm not
Exactly.
distracted.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not distracted. Yeah. So I just can interpret the voice.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Genius.
I think that it would be best. The result of all your sense motives would be best described by a.
Fair enough.
You've never dealt with lantern faced demigods before. Who knows?
Someday I'll be able to read them. No.
Character
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah. Okay.
That is what you do. Put souls back together. Or
Too bad.
not many people can tell us. We have been trying to learn more about you as we are discovering the planes, and we're simply very interested. And not many people have been able to tell us about your goals and aims. Is this what you aim to do?
It is something that I do. It is not all.
Well, you also make lanterns.
Exactly.
You mentioned protection from the curator. What exactly did you mean by that? Do you just mean helping us pay it off?
I could give you guidance to things you may need. And as long as you are in my domain, in the city below or this castle above, the curator cannot find you.
That is good
He
to
is
know.
blind to me.
That's that's ironic. Okay. It's a giant eye. It's blind to a giant letter.
So, like, the two of you aren't friends or something?
Not at all.
You are mentioned
Not at all.
in some lists with together with the curator and some other figures like the Lingering Queen and the Fleshwalker and the Blade Master. Are you aware of these entities?
I am indeed.
Are they also blind to you?
Some are, not all. It is what I decide.
Okay. So you don't like the curator?
Not particularly, no.
While Asanu is talking, can I give the humanoid figure that is still holding the lantern a once over?
Right.
Yeah, sure.
We should.
So you're holding it out like, can someone
I
grab
am. I'm
this?
probably actually going to accept the lantern. I mean, I already checked it out, and it seemed I didn't notice anything weird about it. So
I mean, it's magical and collects shards of soul. I am not sure it's not going to drain them from you. So Kiva will just, if at all possible, I'd like to stop you for now.
I mean,
Very subtly, like
possible to stop
politely,
them.
like sort of
okay.
just tap your hand, like, wait a second before we figure out what's going on here. So, can I give this other figure once over?
Yeah, absolutely. You may choose perception, investigation, sense motive, all or
Perception, please. Thank you very much.
Wow, that was quick.
Fair enough.
I mean,
Right.
perception is my best skill together with survival, so that is a 9 for a dirty 20. I told you
Damn.
perception was my best skill.
That's good skill.
Damn, yeah. This figure is standing very still. Almost frozen in place.
Like, not breathing still?
Does seem to be breathing,
Right.
but not doing much else. As in, it seems to be a figure that is alive. It does not seem to be a person of its own.
Creepy.
And it is a solid body?
Yes. Yes. It's definitely solid body. It's actually present. It is, after all, holding a physical object.
Right.
How can I communicate this? I really can't. I can't cast spells without anyone noticing. Dang it. Can I use the scout ability on this figure? Determine what it is.
The person?
Yeah. I'm not even gonna try on a demigod. Let's make the.
Yeah, sure.
So that is a survival check.
Yeah, sure.
Survival check at the perception check at a -5. So that's worse. That's a 12.
It does not seem to have any inherent strengths or weaknesses in combat, which is one of the prominent things you would learn with scout ability. I think that you won't get any more information than what you already know.
Dang it. How do you determine if this thing has a soul without asking anyone? And not being able to cast the spell Diagnose, which I took for this exact reason. No, not this exact reason, but I can't cast the spell because it's so rude. If I may ask, why can't your attendant take this lantern into the world?
My attendant is a part of me.
are not a person on their own.
No, it is an avatar. A projection. Something that makes it easier to communicate because most people are not as afraid of each other than they are of, well, a figure looking like me.
Oh, I'm afraid of everything, so that's makes
I'm
a little
afraid of
difference
almost
to
nothing.
me.
So
Yes, well, that's another way to be.
While I can technically leave this place, I do not want to leave it. My presence here is essential to the people below.
So to summarize, you want to collect the soul shards that are spread around the place, caused by something, to collect them in this lantern, to make sure that they don't cause chaos in the surrounding lands currently. So that and you want us to do this because it is a disadvantage to you to leave this current area. Our task would then be to take this lantern, go out, collect these soul shards, and return to you regularly to so that you can put them together and do something with the souls that are put together. And in return, we get unknown rewards. Is that what you're proposing?
Yes. I may also have requests along the way, but they will always be that. Requests. And I will see to it that you will be rewarded for any task you undertake for me.
And us taking this lantern will in no way bind us to oblige you to obey any of your commands.
No, although I would of course be disappointed if you did take the lantern and then decided not to follow my request.
Oh, yeah, well, that's
We understand. It is more terms of formality.
We would never just
take
steal
things. No.
such
Shoot.
immense
True.
magical, powerful items.
It's not our style.
I'm
Anyway.
afraid I have to disappoint you that the lantern is not at all that powerfully magical. It is good for one thing only.
Yes.
About that, how do we operate the lantern in that case?
If you encounter a soul, you can open the lid and the soul will be drawn to it.
And it will only draw in this soul shard and
Yes.
nothing else.
Although I should warn you that if the lantern gets too full, it may attract more unfriendly creatures
That's
that may
pertinent
hunt for the
information.
souls themselves.
I see. We have competition. Right.
Oh, I'm always ready for unfriendly souls.
Do you have a definition of too full?
I'm afraid not.
It's probably more of a gliding scale.
We understand.
Let's just.
If
yeah.
you don't,
It is more a matter of chance.
if my companions don't have any more questions, I think it would be wise for us to discuss this for a moment before conferring our answer to you.
You have a question, Finn?
I'd like to know what are those soul shards good for? I mean, you want to put them back together like a puzzle, and then, like, what are you going to do with a whole soul?
When a soul is passed into the afterlife, they release a very specific kind of energy, one that is almost impossible to harvest. Almost.
Okay. So you're not eating them or anything?
No.
Good.
Doesn't that mean that you could also just kill people to get that energy?
Let's not make any suggestions.
Theoretically, yes. I could kill people and take the energy from them, from their souls, passing into the afterlife. But that seems like a far. It seems like something that is a lot less beneficial for included parties.
Yes, quite.
These souls, well, the process may be longer and more complicated. In this case, both parties benefit.
Thank you so much for the clarification. That is really. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to. Yes. I didn't want to say it, but I'm going to have to because I can't come up with another word. Either enlightening or illuminating. That was literally all I could come up with.
Yeah. If Kiva was silent for 3 seconds, Ren would just shout, enlightening.
Yes, thank you, Ren.
You're welcome.
Quite. Yes, let's have a small discussion. We'll be right back. We'll just
be in the entrance hall.
Yes, there. Okay, so
the gardens outside are also available to you. They may be a little bit more comfortable than stone floors.
The gardens?
Sounds good.
Yes,
yeah.
Gardens.
Is that beyond the side doors that we saw?
It is.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think we'll find refuge there. Pick up Jeremy.
Yes.
We'll return in a moment.
Okay. So what do the gardens look like?
They look like castle gardens. They're not that. It seems to be kind of an inner garden. There are walls around you, so it is very much like, oh, there's an inner garden here, and a relatively small building that is the throne room in comparison to the larger castle outside of here. The gardens are have grass and all kinds of plants. Some of which you recognize, others you don't.
I kind of like the futility of having walls on a floating building. Like, I mean, if you're gonna get there, you're probably able to fly. So what are the walls good for?
It's mostly for the people not to fall off.
I mean, you can walk on the walls, though, I'm assuming. But yeah, I guess you can also just have a fence for that. Yeah. But sure.
Who knows?
Walk on the fence.
Maybe it was actually just a castle at first, and then someone picked it up.
Bloop.
I mean, it would help against projectiles, I guess. That would be useful. Anyway.
Basically, as soon as we get outside to Kiva walks up to the nearest patch of grass, puts Jeremy down, just sort of flops down next to him.
You okay?
Yeah, I guess. Why is this so hard? It sounds great. It sounds pretty damn great. We're offered. It's not that hard of a task that we're given. There seem to be no downsides. The guy is completely unreadable, but it's not a bad thing. What he describes seems to be a very good thing that we would be helping at. And in return, we would be both rewarded. And my problem, and we offer correction.
It sounds too good to be true.
Yes. Why are we offered this? Why not anyone else? Why not someone from within the Guardian border? Why not someone who has many more years experience exploring? Why not someone who worships this guy?
I have a thought.
Yes, do please share.
Okay, so these people below, they don't want to leave. They don't like the sun.
They also can't leave.
Also, that's something.
Because of the sunlight.
Protection from, that guy.
From what you've heard, just something to clarify. it is not, as far as you know, that the people below are not able to leave.
You just
It's
don't
more
it.
like they like it here, and
Yeah.
it's not that they burn in sunlight or anything.
No, but they just don't
They
like
just
it.
find it
Yeah,
annoying.
true.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, they
Yeah.
find the sunlight annoying, so
Yeah, it's not that the smell of garlic kills them. They just don't like it. Yeah.
in comes
No,
these,
anyway.
in comes these like 4 creatures that are on the run and want to flee away from the curator. This guy can make sure he can help them, so want something in return.
The problem
Also,
I
I can.
understand what you're saying. I understand the idea that if it seems too good to be true, it generally is. But on the other hand,
there
I can
is. Sorry, please go ahead, Tim.
I can also imagine there's a bit of revenge going on, because
Yeah, they don't like
the
each other.
Lantern Keeper doesn't like
That
the
is my
curator.
problem. That is my problem. What if by accepting this guy's aid, because we're on somewhat bad terms with the curator, but we're intending to fix that by returning items that seem to be the very clear deal that would fix our problems with the curators. We had a fix, and now this guy is offering something else.
actually, I
It's
don't
not
think
something else. He will buy us time.
I'm pretty
have a safe
sure
place here.
he's just offering us protection as long as we're here, and we're still going to need to get items for the curator. Only he will be able to help us find them.
Yeah, but doesn't this? It sounds great, really. It does. That's also what I'm thinking. He buys us time. He offers us some distance and protection. My problem is with the idea: does working with this Lantern Keeper get us into trouble with the curator? We don't know what the curator thinks. Clearly, this guy doesn't like the curator. How is it the other way around? And we cannot communicate with the curator, so we don't know.
Well, the curator already doesn't like us, so I'm not sure if it really matters if we just.
Now, this is a kind of dislike that you can fix. That is literally the only drawback that I have, and that. Yeah. I thought
I get what
I
you're
should put
saying.
it out there. I thought I should put it out there. I want to take this deal. I want to take it, but only if everyone's on board.
No, I agree. The thing is, we can talk in circles all day, but at the end of the day, we're not going to be able to find out if this thing has bad intentions for us. And also, if it really wanted to hurt us or kill us, we'd be dead right now.
I mean,
Let's be honest.
this much was obvious. The problem is, if carrying around this lantern is going to hurt anyone else.
I guess we'll have to
That
find
was
out.
the original problem that I had. Just the description seems good.
We
It
know
sounds-
nothing about the wastes.
It sounds more like the other way around. There are broken human soul shards things, and we bring them back, and
I
so
think all we can do is
we help people.
try it and see if it
And-
seems like he's telling the truth.
And we're not bound by anything. That I very specifically said. So if it turns out this is not okay, and we figure this out, then we bring back the lantern and we say, we cannot complete your task, and we leave.
We give it to the curator. No, it's probably a really bad idea. Let's not do that. Then we have 2 mad demigods after us. Let's, yeah.
Maybe then they'll start to like each other again.
No,
We brought them
I
together.
doubt it. I doubt it.
You'll just go off the list of all those demigods that you've had,
Piss them-
and you
make
just
them
go
all-
to anchor them one by one.
And to piss them off one by one.
Sounds like a great adventure.
Until they
You
start
know-
a war and call down Leech Morgan, and then we're gonna fight Leech Morgan
Actually,
because
I'm mostly worried about being attacked when we carry around this lantern full of soul shards. That sounds actually like the most frightening part of this
maybe
deal.
that is why he approached us. Most of the people around here and his worshippers are just that people. We haven't seen many travelers around.
That's true. There's probably not a lot of adventurers here.
And people attacking us, we've had that before. We dealt with it before.
We've had monsters attacking us before. We've
I
dealt
don't
with
think
that.
we've had people attacking us actually so
We
far.
did.
Really?
The 2 on the wolves.
Oh yes, that's true.
That Finn, hacked his axe in from a distance.
Ah yes, that was horrible.
That
It
was
was
awesome.
amazing.
That too. Also horrible. Okay. Let's
So
go
we
back
take the
inside. I
deal?
do want to ask another question, maybe about the curator, or two.
What did you want to ask?
Well, if he has any idea why the curator doesn't communicate.
And ask him about magical items. Maybe he knows stuff.
All right.
Oh, let's not bother him with trivialities. We'll figure
Let's
those
first-
out ourselves.
Let's first get us in his good graces by accepting the deal, and then ask further questions about things that are not relevant to the deal.
Good. Let's.
Man, politics are so difficult.
I know. I spent years studying it, and it's still completely confusing.
What's wrong with brigand politics? One hits, then the other hits back, and then it's done.
It kind of sounds like orc politics. It kind of sounds like orc politics. Someone disobeys, you beat them into the ground until they don't get up anymore.
Oh, you don't even have to disobey. You just don't like something or just want to hit someone, and then they hit you back.
I'm glad the lantern guy seems like a more reasonable figure than you people. Let's go inside.
I'm confused.
All right.
It's much more like human politics.
So you go back in. You go back inside. Approach the lantern keeper.
Is the guy still holding the lantern? Like,
Yeah. the guy there does not seem to have changed position at all.
kind of feeling sympathy, but I guess it probably
It's
doesn't.
an avatar.
Yeah, it probably doesn't feel pain or anything either.
Except that when
Let's
you
try
enter
that
again,
out.
it like looks at you and turns at you and we'll just wait.
I'll take
Alright.
the lantern.
Yes, go ahead.
All right.
So we've
Let's go to the lantern, and he steps back a little.
we've discussed it among ourselves, and we accept. We will undertake this task for you. I did have another question about the curator, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Is there any way to communicate with it? Because it doesn't seem to respond to anything. Almost.
Spoken text, written text. Sign
I am
language.
not quite sure, but I assume that it is part of his curse.
He's cursed.
Unable to communicate.
I see.
Well, you may think that he speaks in a common tongue and others can understand him. He cannot understand others.
Poor guy.
Okay. And he thinks others can understand him?
Yes.
That sucks. Why is he cursed?
I do not know.
Are you cursed?
That's a
I
bit of a
do not
personal
know.
question.
If you don't mind me
And
asking.
it is a very personal question indeed.
Sorry. Just
Oh.
curious. All right. Do you think there's any way we could curate this curse? If we wanted to. I'm not sure if we would. But, just asking for a friend.
For a friend, namely the curator.
No, for a friend, namely us. If we can list the curse.
For Jeremy, he wanted to know.
For Jeremy.
Don't point your finger at Jeremy. Don't involve him in
Once
this.
again, I do not know.
Fair enough.
I
Just
do not know this curse's origin. Therefore
Just
do not
idle
know it.
curiosity. All right. Is there any particular location you wanted us to go find soul shards, or are they just all around?
Sadly enough, soul shards can be found almost everywhere on this side of the Guardian border.
I see. Then I guess we'll keep a lookout when we go find that staff the curator wanted.
You were on your way to Goromer, yes?
Yes.
Wow,
will
you're
have to-
smart.
I will have to warn you that the city has been overrun. The city has been hit hard. at the end of the
Overrun
dust
by
storm.
what?
Apocalypse. I think you could best describe it.
Hmm.
Okay.
The dead now roam there. In the forms of
Ah,
spirit and
Of course. Lovely.
amalgamations of flesh.
Oh, it's not like, is it the domain of another demigod? Is there like the flesh walker there? Or is it just
Not as far as I know.
neutral territory? Okay,
Sounds like an excellent place to find soul shards then.
probably.
And an excellent place to find rogue magical items.
Can we get soul shards from undead, or is that not how it works?
I'm afraid that soul shards are a unique type of wandering spirit.
Okay.
If you know that Goromer has been overrun, do you know what happened to the scholars of Goromer?
I'm guessing they're dead.
The university still stands. Its inhabitants do not, I think.
Or they may shamble around. All right. Okay, I don't think I have any more questions. Anybody else? Oh, actually, I do have one more question. How do we get down?
Oh, that was my question too.
I
because
really
was-
don't want a job.
I dreamed I was going up on the chains and was wondering if I could get back on the chains as well.
You can jump. You can climb down the change. You can exit through the portal.
Good.
Really? Ha!
But when you jump, I would advise you to try and aim for inside the well. Not jump from the outer wall.
Then do not
No, I
jump.
wanted to use the chains because that was my dream.
Okay, if you really want to use the chains, then at least wait until I'm down there to catch you if it's necessary.
Okay.
What happens if you jump into the well?
I think you get wet.
It will carry. It will carry you to. It will carry you to the square below.
Hmm.
We already had one suicidal maniac in the party. You're not actually considering these, are you? What if your antlers get stuck on the well?
I mean, it just seems very efficient.
So is a portal actually. It's actually more instantaneous travel than falling down
pretty sure
several
it's
hundred
faster.
feet. In any case, we will be able to find our way out. Thank you
Yes,
so much for
yes.
this chance. We look forward to our mutual cooperation, and we will likely return soon with some progress.
Yes.
One final
Also-
parting gift
Ooh.
as a gratitude for accepting my offer. It reaches into its robes and pulls out three what seem to be torches.
Oh, sorry.
Pulls out a gun and shoots every one of you. No. Pulls out three torches, which then disappear and appear in the hands of its avatar. Any hands, I assume, to Kiva. Well, I assume
Kiva's
to
holding the
them.
lantern.
Right. He will just hold out the torches.
Ren, could you take them?
Okay.
Finn wants to
Right.
inspect the torches.
All right, you may. In the meanwhile, the lantern keeper will say, "These torches shine with light that can keep the dead at bay. A bright
That's
light
very
that they dislike. It will give you time to flee if necessary."
Oh, and now give one to Asanu.
Yes, thank you. I will hold on to these.
You just
Okay.
rolled a natural 20, didn't you, Clara?
I did.
All right. Yeah. these are torches that can be lit and that will radiate light. That will basically just turn undead.
Oh,
And like
Are
scare
they
them
like
away, and they
torches
don't dare
with like
approach
little
it.
lanterns at the top, or
No, they're actual
It's
torches.
actual fire. Oh shit.
They're actual
okay.
torches. It's actual fire.
Okay,
Everyone but Finn takes one.
Yep.
sure.
so probably holding mine and Kiva's and then holding it out to Finn and then like, no? Okay.
Don't forget to write it down on your item sheet.
Thank you so much. I
Yes.
think we'll be out.
What should we call you? Lenny?
Oh, this was going so well, and now we're just gonna be dead. Now we're just dead.
Like in the ranks of charismatic characters, Ren is second today, which is saying something.
Your charisma is 6, right?
I
Yeah.
think Asanus is gonna go. Okay, that was it. Thank you very much for
Thank you,
inviting us,
let's-
and we'll see you
You
again.
don't know
Bye.
the humor of this thing.
We don't know. No.
Maybe
we're-
it just wants to have a name.
Maybe.
I already have a name. It is the Lantern Keeper.
It's a lovely
Bit
name.
long.
Lovely.
Bit long.
Stop. It's something.
Um,
Demigod, please.
Oh.
Okay.
We will
Can't
be on our
all
way.
have short names now, can we?
I can.
Eventually, you would run out of them.
That's
No,
a
we
good
just-
point, actually.
Ah.
We just use them all together and
Thank you so much.
Okay.
We will totally getting back to you very soon. I just dropped that turn because I have 2 hands in front of my face. We
Ren
will-
gets hit with the lantern.
I'll grab the lantern.
We will be on our way now. Thank you very much. Turn around and shove.
All right. So you leave the room. How are you gonna go down?
I'm
A
gonna
portal.
go down. Chains.
Finn, if you want a job, please wait until I'm down in the square.
Let's do.
Sana, do I have to wait
With
for
my
you
camera.
somewhere?
No, I'm kidding. With,
Ren, are you
what?
sure it wouldn't be more interesting to climb up the chains instead of down? Because down is generally a different process. I think it would be more of a challenge to actually see if you can climb up them.
Oh, then I'm gonna do that next time.
It's not helping.
Thank you for this, Kiva.
Anyway, okay.
Asana, should I wait till you're down there? Or
Yes.
Just go. Okay, how long?
I'm gonna
Okay.
wait as
How
well.
far is the temple
Okay.
from the town square?
Fair enough.
The temple is like at the town square.
Good. So I was gonna run into the portal and run out to the square. He doesn't trust these idiots.
Kiva will peer down the hole to see if she can spot Sanu. Appearing
yeah.
there.
You can
I-
quite quickly spot Asanu.
I want to
You also see several heads turn towards this sprinting tiefling that runs across the square.
Please get away from the well. Someone's going to jump. Just get out of the way, please. Don't stand
Like,
here.
you should-
Please, I
people are
fall.
very
I can't
casually,
catch
like-
everything.
People are very casually making way around the well.
Why?
If you
Okay, sorry.
you were going to say something, Finn?
It's kind of not that fun if he's down there.
It's
Are you standing at the edge?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're in the shop.
Make a strength check.
you're going to push it. You just
I
say
mean,
that.
you're asking Ren to make a strength check, though. The one character you shouldn't ask to make a strength check.
That's a 21.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that beats my reflex. So I'm a pummel down.
Wow. Okay. Well, there's no way you're heading
If you
for the
want
well
to
now.
climb the, basically the moment it starts, it's just like,
Okay.
Ren, why
Um,
don't you start climbing the change?
I will. See you in a bit.
Kiva walks over to the portal, not even looking what's going to happen.
Ren, you absolute madman!
Okay. Asanu is just probably kind of panicking at this point since you're clearly... Yeah.
I do want to point out that if this party dies,
It is not my fault.
it's also not mine.
I know.
I am going to expend a spell point
Cone.
so I can actually use my eye support as an immediate action. And basically, as soon as Finn is within range, I'm going to try and stop his momentum. So as soon as he's within 30 feet of me, and depending on what my reaction time is, I imagine.
I think you don't even need to spend a spell point for that because it's quite a drop. So I think
I can do it as a swift action as well if I don't expend.
I think you have time to like ready an action to do that.
I mean, probably, but I mean, Asanu's panicking, so
Fair enough.
I'm probably just
Fair
gonna do it this way.
All right.
Depending on how good my reaction speed is, you're probably gonna be some way up in the air still when I stop you. So let's see how fast I am. I'm pretty slow, so I'm thinking you're gonna be maybe 14 feet above the ground when I arrest your momentum. And then after that, you're gonna have to catch yourself.
14 feet above the well.
Actually, Ren pushed Finn over the edge. I have a feeling Finn wasn't heading for the well. I mean, the odds are pretty slim.
It is kind of perfectly lined up.
Fair enough.
Because it is built that way.
If it
Fair
works,
enough.
it's great.
Then he's right above the well.
All right. So you come to a sudden stop right above the well. You do start falling again.
Oh, yes. Actually, I can also change your position. So I'm probably just gonna put you like in a head first diving position when you come out of the teleport.
Right.
Nice.
You feel like you're suddenly falling up.
What?
And you feel yourself falling deeper into the well and slow down. And you feel something pull you back up. And something that can only be a magical force just puts you down again on your own 2 feet next to the well.
Okay. And now Asano is sprinting off to keep up with Ren beneath the chain.
Yeah. So remember that this castle covers basically the entire city? And the chains then extend from there?
Yes. I will teleport onto the roof of the building and keep going in a straight line.
All right.
Teleporting so I can stay beneath the chain.
I assume...
In a panic, basically.
I assume, Ren, that you will just start climbing.
Is the chains, are they like linked chains or are they like smooth? So like tower bridge kind of ropes? Or like these linked...
No,
They're
they're actual linked chains.
Okay, so I can't
They're
surf
like-
down.
They're linked chains and not just like a lot of smaller linked chains. They're massive.
Yeah. No, it was more like if it was a smooth surface, Ren would probably have tried to surf down. And then I was
Yeah.
like, no, that's never going to work. It's like, boom, 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 boom,
That
boom,
wouldn't
boom.
have been a chain, though. That would have been a cable.
Yeah, but then that was what I was...
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay,
That's
then-
not what it is.
This
Ren
is
will-
actual chain.
Then Ren will just climb down.
All right, make me an athletics check.
Athletics. Yeah, okay. Okay.
By the way, for those watching who know Pathfinder and are about to say athletics doesn't exist in Pathfinder, we decided to combine I think
Swim
it was
and climb.
climb and swim into athletics to make it a more rounded and more useful skill. That also in other moments it's like athletics would be a useful skill here, but it is nor swimming nor climbing. Except that in this case it is absolutely climbing.
It is a
What?
27.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Very nice.
Yeah, you managed to climb down. You get quite a distance.
Mm-hmm.
For the halfway point, I would like you to make another athletics check.
Okay. Does it go as smoothly as in my dreams, or is it just like a normal climbing?
Oh no, it goes at a normal tempo.
Okay, no, so not
So
the
this lasts long.
By this point, Kiva has walked out of the temple while sort of lamenting to Jeremy, like, they're all kids. I'm just gonna be professional babysitter. One of them is scared of everything, and you have to leave a nightlight on. The other one seems to just jump out of things, and the third one I have to stop from punching the others. We're the only responsible. Actually, you're
Weird.
Jeremy going. "Me?"
She also corrects herself, like, actually, you're a badger. What did I get into? She just puts him down and starts walking over to where Finn is supposed to appear from the well.
The next
All
one
right.
is.
Yeah.
Want to go Finn or my athletics check?
No, your other check.
Okay, that's
What was
23.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now, how patient are you?
Ooh, that's a good one. How high is it? It's like
It is
very
high. Like
So-
it's going to take a couple of hours to climb down.
Yeah, I mean, Ren is loving the adrenaline, but he's not stupid, so he's not rushing.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's
But
like living
It
on the
was
edge.
more
Like,
Are you going to jump
it's
down?
more- the question that I'm more asking is in about like 15 minutes when you see like you've gone quite a distance and you see still this far chain stretching down below somewhere into there. Actually, you can very clearly see it because it's lantern lit.
Are you going to continue?
Are you
after
at the
15
moment going to be like, this sucks, it's still so far, and are you going to climb back? Or are you going to spend a couple of hours climbing the entire way?
oh no, Ren is competitive. He's pushing through. This is
All
also
right.
it's also like
Okay.
training for him.
Yeah, all right. Okay. So there are these couple of hours that I assume how I view it. Ren is climbing down these massive chains, and there's an Asano who is constantly keep looking up, and like
Can he
taking
actually
a step-
see?
taking a step left every few seconds,
Right,
following
right.
following Ren down.
Sometimes
actually
teleporting
see
onto a
Ren?
building.
I mean, this
It's
is
actually there
He's
are
well
very
lit.
few buildings underneath the chain
Oh, okay.
because it's mostly that the castle covers almost the entire city.
I think he's probably pretty well lit. I may be using my goggles to have a better look.
So
All right.
basically, Kiva returns, helps Finn out of the well, and just sees,
Well, I am.
Asano, like,
Asanu walking into
Asano, like-
things, looking up with his goggles on. Yeah.
yeah, like 30 feet away or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when Kiva finds me, Finn is still like standing there, like, what just happened?
Holds out a
All
hand.
right,
You need a hand?
I am outside of the well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
The magic, like,
I know. Like,
right?
yeah, hand, because you seem unsteady, so she'll
No,
just...
I'm good.
I'm good, Pub.
Just some weird stuff happened. Cause
Ren happened.
so much magic happened. Anyway,
Ren's over there. I think I am going to suggest to Asano that after maybe 4 hours we head outside the city and pick up Ren at the end of the chain. Can we grab some lunch in the meantime?
Yeah, let's get some lunch.
Yeah, let's get lunch. So, Finn and Kiva make their way over to Asado. Just propose, want to get lunch, and we'll pick up Ren in like 4 hours. He's fine.
But he could
He's
fall
fine.
at any moment.
Trust me, he's fine.
Are you sure? If he slips,
I'm thinking pretzels. I think I saw something somewhere before.
Yeah.
Have you ever had those before? I've had them
Friend
once in a
safety.
seaside town.
Warm
They
pretzels. Friend safety, warm pretzels. No, I'm sorry. I have to. I promised
fine.
I would.
You
I
did not
promised
promise.
I would.
Asano, come on. You did not promise. Let's get some.
Hey, remember when
Pretzels.
Chris said, if you guys die, it's not my fault? That's still true. It's still your fault now if you go to lunch.
It's still
I
entirely
feel
your
that this
fault,
is
Ren.
going to be true for the entirety of the campaign. At least until you guys die and we get a new party.
Could you? Okay. How about this? Go
Bring me a
buy
pretzel.
some pretzels and bring me some pretzels. I'm sorry. I
Because
have
that's
to.
also a way.
I can't
Yeah.
just walk away. I'm sorry.
True, true. All right.
All right.
Thank you for your
Asano is going
responsibility.
to keep
Yeah.
walking beneath the
We'll
chair.
just start going to explore nearby shops. Like,
Sure.
basically, like, oh, this is interesting food. And by the
Yeah.
end of the 4 hours, we'll just have like a picnic basket
Yeah.
that we can hand over to Ren. Like, you must be
Asano's
hungry.
he's going to have a very sore neck, and he's like, "Oh, please never do this again. Next time, I'm not walking beneath to catch you. You hear me?"
Nobody's making you.
Am I already down? Or no, right?
We jump to the part that you are down. Yeah.
Okay. So probably the last one. Boom.
Next time, you can just jump into the well like Finn.
I
Well,
did not jump.
Let's not encourage that kind of behavior.
technically, Finn did not jump.
It's
Exactly.
better than
I
climbing
was
the stairs.
rudely pushed.
Well,
This is both lunch and dinner. Eat.
wait, Asano, did you follow me all the way all those hours?
Yes.
And Ren will just hug him
Oh.
Yes. You're quite welcome.
and keep walking.
Okay. That's.
I also
thanks,
presume that
that's
in the
enough. Yes.
meantime,
There's still this massive size difference. I just want to point out.
And probably like around his knee or something.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm
You're
not
not
that.
No,
I'm not that small. So
No.
probably around his
It
waist or
is-
something.
Waste.
Definitely
Yeah.
around space. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also presume that in the meantime, Kiva went back to the Weak Sour inn that we stayed last night to secure another night's rest there. Because that will be around the time where we are when Ren gets down.
No, I think it's like somewhere around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I would suppose.
We went to the.
Or how long have we
we
been
Spend
in the
in the
library?
library.
You've been to the library. Yeah. Yeah, I would say it might indeed like get close to dinner time.
So
Yeah.
we have a picnic basket of food that is Ren's lunch and dinner.
That was a good workout. Oh,
Yeah,
Must
you
have been.
spent
Happy
like
for you.
4 hours.
I mean, you lose track of time when you're up there.
Well, down here you don't. Okay, let's.
You don't.
So now what?
We go to bed.
Dinner and rest. And
I mean,
tomorrow
I am
morning,
good
guess-
for dinner. We visited too many shops.
Oh,
tomorrow
also,
morning, I guess we head
did
out.
the Esperin people, didn't we like have to talk to them when we see them or something like that?
Oh, we didn't
Oh
see them.
yeah, they might have a outpost here.
Yeah, I
Huh.
mean we saw it in the temple.
Sure.
Well, that was an altar, and probably we're looking for an outpost, and that's going to be more tricky.
But wouldn't there
Could ask
be
around.
like more people? Like
I would say actually you've been scouring the city for 4 hours.
Yeah.
You have come across a building that has this flag hanging above it, which is once again a white flag with a black smear on it. Now that you've seen it 3 times, you do notice that these smears, while seemingly random, do look very much alike. So there is at least a little bit of pattern to this madness.
I propose that we get a night's rest, and in the morning we visit the children of Aspirin, and then head out to Goromer.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yes. Oh, that's
Then Asano can recover from this.
yes, that'd be nice.
You want me to crack your neck a bit?
Don't crack it, please.
Well, that's
No cracking.
the good way.
Yeah. No, please. No.
Yeah.
Remember what I said about I'm not the one who kills this party?
No,
Yeah,
Ren is
about-
gonna be the death of all of
I'm
us.
not-
I think Ren will genuinely take off his sisters and offer a neck massage.
I can live with that. Yeah.
And
Oh, not that hard. Not that hard. Man, just, oh, God.
if it hurts, it means it's working.
It hurts, but it's so good.
Ren, make me a medicine check using dexterity instead of wisdom.
You're actually pretty good at medicine,
Oh, you
right?
mean strength instead of wisdom?
Wait, is that like a heal check or?
Oh yes, I'm sorry, heal. Yeah.
I have that
Heal.
one.
Heal with
Using
strength as a
dexterity
base
instead
stat?
of wisdom.
God.
Heal with strength. Oh my god, it's going to be
With dexterity, not strength.
dexterity.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but still, that's the same.
Yeah.
That's +7 and +5. For
Don't
15.
roll a 1 and snap his neck. Okay.
15.
It's a decent neck massage. It's like clearly not his first time.
Not the first time you had someone look after you while you climbed the chain. No, that probably was the first time. Okay. Thank
no,
you.
that
Right.
definitely was the second time.
I mean, yeah.
We now make this canon. This has happened before.
I mean, it's the first time he's had someone ready to catch him under it.
For 4 hours long.
Yeah, this was the extreme case, but probably something similar has happened before.
Oh, obviously.
I can imagine like in Spriggan societies where you have these like exercises where you have to climb down, and if you fall, you fall. It's just what happens.
No. I'm going to say that
It's-
while Spriggans can seem like very rough and very competitive, they do look out for each other.
Yeah, okay. There's this.
It's very much like you will have this almost impossible task of climbing like a chain across a very large canyon, but there will always be a net and someone who makes sure that you reach the other side one way or another.
Will always be family to catch you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly.
So, back to the week in sour. Week sour. Week
Weekly
sour.
sour?
No, week
was it?
sour.
Week sour.
Yep.
The week
How's
sour,
Jeremy
yeah.
doing?
Jeremy has been fed so many kinds of foods. He's got a tummy ache.
Did he like something in particular?
The salt was not good for his stomach. That's mostly it.
Did you give him a pretzel?
Maybe.
Maybe he just took one.
I want to restore Jeremy.
All right.
I can't do that.
Yes, that's fine. Okay, yeah, Jeremy is now feeling
That's water magic.
better.
Oh God! We finally have some.
Yeah,
water
I'm
magic.
just giving him some
You
water
healed
to
Jeremy,
drink.
but not me?
True though, true.
Hey, you already got a neck massage.
Yeah.
Jeremy does not get a massage. It's his own fault that he ate it.
Right. I
Stuff
want to
he
go
shouldn't have.
have another look at another
yeah.
items.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you go in for the night?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Which item would you like to take a look at?
Okay, we've got the twig, the scabbard, and the piece of black cloth. I'm really feeling the black cloth. What do you guys think?
Yeah, agreed.
Right.
Keep it on care.
Definitely the black cloth.
Oh, I will have to look this up because this is a fun one.
Oh.
It's a good one.
It creates a blot.
Blot?
A blot. Yeah.
Ink blots.
Blots are 2-dimensional darkness effects.
Oh. Okay.
And I will have to look up how big it is. I think it would be 10 feet radius, but I'm not quite sure. What it does do... let me look this up. Basically, the piece of black cloth,
Yes.
you activate it and then put it over an area. And that area will then seem to be just a perfectly featureless, flat piece of terrain. No matter what terrain was there already.
You put it on the ground?
You put it on the ground, yeah.
So say you
And it
put
makes the ground
over
seem like it is just a 10-foot radius flat piece of ground.
So
It
say,
isn't actually flat, it only seems flat.
So you put this either over a hovel or, say, a pit. Either one of them will appear like flat terrain.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Huh.
So if you put it over a hovel, absolutely everyone who comes by there will trip over the hovel.
You put it over a pit, will they fall through the cloth? Or will they take the
it's
cloth
not,
down with them?
the cloth is not actually a physical thing. It creates a flat piece of darkness.
Huh.
So they will fall right through it. Into the pit.
Okay. Yeah, you can't stand on darkness. Sounds good. It's useful. Cool item.
Is it a one-time use item?
It's
Probably
a once
one-
per day use item.
Yeah, once a day.
Once per day, alright.
And how long does it last? The effect?
It lasts for, I would say, a couple of minutes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I'm just
Cool.
gonna say a couple.
Awesome.
So before we go to sleep, Finn wants to do a very, very heavy workout to like get all of the energy out of his system so he can trance with like no thoughts whatsoever so that he doesn't get visited again because he's sick of it. Other people intruding his dreams.
Alright. Make me a constitution check.
Ren will join you on you because you
Don't
see someone
pull a
working out.
muscle.
Like, yeah, I'm joining.
Make me a constitution
You're
check.
just dead a 4-hour workout.
Do I get a penalty because of the 4-hour workouts?
Kiva will
knows?
join for like 10 minutes maybe.
Fair enough.
Like,
It's
just for a
12.
bit and then start training Jeremy.
Sound is just gonna lie down.
It's the 12 for
Oh,
me.
we got a 12.
Alright.
Nice.
Yeah, it takes a while training before you really get tired. But you train quite intensively, so it doesn't take hours. Ren, like, you start with your usual enthusiasm, but after a while you notice that, like, 4 hours of climbing down a chain, that did take its toll.
Yeah. So
You're-
at some
you're
point,
a
probably
very-
like,
You're very fit and such, but even you have your limits.
Yeah. probably at some point when Finn is going, and then it's just like, "Pah, okay, you win.
At
not a
exactly the same
competition.
time, Finn flops down as well.
Yeah, pretty much. So
Wait,
I'm like, I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
Wait, did you hold out just because I was still holding out?
not necessarily, but I think it's enough.
We should do this more often.
Definitely.
Asadu wants to test out the black cloth and use it on the bunk bed.
My bunk bed or your bunk bed?
You guys are sharing.
Right. No.
No, I'm
Right?
We're
both
both
on the
on the
top.
top.
Oh, right.
My bunk bed.
Alright.
I think that's the one. Under which one is? Because Kiva is also already sort of lying on her bed.
I'm not sure. We'll find out.
Let's roll.
So you take this piece of cloth and you kind of throw it over the bunk bed, and you
Keep us
see
on
this
it.
piece of cloth like fall down, and it falls through the bunk bed, and the bunk bed just disappears,
Uh-huh.
and it just continues to fall down until it reaches the floor.
Asanu's going to try and gingerly climb onto the bunk bed.
Yeah, you climb onto the bunk bed.
What the shit?
Do I disappear, or am I just no? I'm still visible.
No, you don't. No.
Okay.
No,
You're
it
just
doesn't seem to
floating
affect
in the
living.
air, apparently.
Well,
So
good
we
night,
just
everyone.
walk in and it's like,
Yeah, you see Asano just laying there. Asano is clearly like more dimly the other things in the room, but other than that, no special things except for him like lying down in the air.
You know, I think the blood still has to go back to our heads from the workout because that's.
Who shares the bunk bed with you, Asano?
I think Kiva.
Kiva rolled for it, yeah.
Yeah, Kiva's
Right.
under it. She is under the cloth. She was on the bed when the cloth came over it.
Yeah.
Jeremy was on a side table.
Is she still visible?
Actually, she's probably still awake, sitting on the bed, talking, dealing with Jeremy in his training. But I don't know if she's visible.
I think she should be. Right?
Yeah,
She's not
like
terrain.
you're still visible. Jeremy is also still visible.
So Kiva is hovering with a badger in front of her, Asanu above her.
How does the badger react?
He's a bit freaked out, probably.
Yeah, when he notices it, which is after a while.
Yeah, and just sort of climbs on her lap, and Kiva's like, "How are you?"
I think he might try to jump down and then just like.
Solid ground with feet, yeah.
Sorry, Jeremy.
I am just going to ignore this and go to sleep. Good night.
Trying to find the bed.
Oh yeah, this
Ren,
is the
go to
this
sleep.
is the black cloth, guys. This is the functional black cloth. I
Ah!
forgot to mention.
Ah.
It'll wear off in a few minutes. Don't worry.
Yeah, in
yes,
like
we
5
should all
minutes, the
get
bed
some sleep.
starts to appear again.
Ah.
But I assume that both Ren and Finn are already asleep by then.
Probably.
Trancing.
Or entranced.
I can totally
Um,
imagine that everyone in this room snores except for Finn because he's in trance.
Yeah.
Asano snores.
Yeah, like really fancy snores. I don't know
Oh, right.
if you get what I mean with that, but like.
Yeah.
How do your character sleep? Because Ren, I can imagine Ren just being like,
Oh,
As square as possible.
Asano's definitely
it.
curled up around a pillow or something.
I should have prepared
Obvious.
this as a question to ask to the party at the beginning of a session.
Especially in the next session. Yeah, Kiva's just pretty straight up lying on her back. She sleeps very quietly.
like Snow White, like going.
Yeah, and then at some point during the night, just always she puts Jeremy on a table, and Jeremy will always end up somewhere on top of her.
I think
I'm not sure how Finn sleeps actually, because he could trance standing up, technically.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know if he actually knows that he trances or that he doesn't sleep properly, because he hasn't been around elves that much.
he's not aware that he's not sleeping. He doesn't understand.
Yeah,
how
he
sleeping
just
works.
thinks he doesn't need that much sleep.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think that of all the elves, Wood Elf and Trance is most closely related to sleep.
Yeah.
Because you kind of you basically give yourself over to the wilderness and to like the force of nature.
Which
You're
is
a very unquiet sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
I think Asano may randomly create barriers around himself in his sleep sometimes. And start to suffocate and then release it again. No.
As long as you don't accidentally teleport in your sleep. It's
no good.
I think
Don't give him
he's learned
ideas.
not to. I think he used to have that habit at some point, but
That's
he
how
stopped.
he landed on his wife.
Maybe that's why he started adding the finger snap to his teleport, so he doesn't accidentally do it in his sleep.
Smart.
All right. And then from one rest to the next, I would like to end the session.
Yay!
Okay.
And also say that you all just sleep tight and well and no
Oh, thank
dreams
God.
of
Yeah, no dream.
scary monsters or
Oh.
lantern beings.
No.
Out of our mouths or such.
Sandro probably still dreams about scary things, but that's just
His wife
Yeah,
mostly.
okay. But
Probably.
no, there are no scary things coming out of anyone's mouth, and
Good.
there's no intruder in your dreams, as far as you know.
Ooh.
So that was today's session. See you next week, everyone.
Goodbye. Thanks for
Bye.
watching.
Bye.